It's the end of the year, and you may be feeling exhausted or even burnt out. And in one of the videos I've done before, I share what the difference is between exhausted and burnt out. And this is one of those situations where you definitely don't want to be getting a free upgrade. Now, what are the things that are causing you energy drains? And these are sneaky things that you actually may think are necessary for your success. However, they're actually beginning to negatively impact your ability to show up in your highest and best, not only professionally, but also personally. So, the first energy drain I'm going to talk about today is none other than people pleasing. It may seem that people pleasing is a good idea because you want to fit in, you want to make friends, you feel safe, and deep down you feel that's the only way that you can be appreciated and loved. And for a while, this strategy may work. The fact is that when you are operating from the saboteur of a people pleaser, your boundaries are very porous, and you're saying yes even before you know why you're saying yes. And you're there for everyone, and people may not necessarily return in kind. This breeds resentment. So, apart from the fact that you are minding everybody else's business and supporting everyone in what they're doing, no matter how much you have on your plate, which causes physical, mental, and emotional fatigue, you also start feeling like, why is it that you're always there for everyone else and they're not there for you? And that resentment in itself, because it's a low vibrational emotion, drains you. So, how do we move from people pleasing to showing up authentically? If you're a generous person and you want to do things for people or give things to people, by all means, be my guest. If that truly sparks joy with you, that is energizing. The problem only comes when you do so by compulsion and not because you truly, truly desire it. And so, one way of pausing is to take a breath next time somebody asks you to do something, and you may not feel comfortable saying no, which is a complete sentence. And you could simply say, I'll get back to you. And then you take a pause and you decide if you want to do it or not. Or next time you find yourself being the one that puts up your hand to, lead the way in a project or to support someone, take a breath and say, okay, is this not a good opportunity for others to show up as well, for others to have the joy of giving as I may have been having as well. That is important because once we have that role of the people pleaser and the person who's always going to say yes, then it's a dynamic that's created, and other people fall back into those in that role of simply saying, oh, well, Jane is going to do everything, so why should I? Or Jane always wants to do things, let me allow her. All right? The second thing that is an energy drain is needing to control everything. I call it being the general manager of the universe. And this may seem like, oh, it's a leadership trait. And now I'm speaking from experience. I can tell you it's not a leadership trait. It comes from a deep sense of anxiety. And it comes from this false understanding that if I am not in control, if things don't happen exactly as planned, then that means I am unsafe. The fact is, things not happening as planned, uncertainty does not equate to being unsafe. And so, as a leader, as a person operating in this world, it is important that you come to terms with, you get comfortable with uncertainty. And knowing that even when things do not go exactly as you planned, actually, it may be better. And even if it's not better, then you can go to two places. One, is there a gift in this thing haven't happened as, it did? Two, is there a lesson that I get to learn? And once you operate going through life like that, you're no longer so worried and so afraid of things not happening exactly as you wanted. So you can let go of control. and step into experiencing whatever life brings up for you. The third thing that is extremely energy draining is perfectionism. And perfectionism is this idea that everything needs to be done, in quotes, perfectly. And if it is not, then you go to this place of deep shame. And the fact is that it is not the fact that the thing wasn't done perfectly that causes shame, it's that you already have shame in you. And you're using tasks being done perfectly as a shield to protect you from further criticism. One way to move beyond perfectionism is to understand one, that your worth is not your result, and two, progress is better than perfectionism. If you spend hours, days, weeks, years going over and over the same thing, products you were meant to create that are staying in the drawer instead of being launched and tested and getting feedback, then you're never really going to make the impact that you want to make in the world. And I know that it may seem like the scariest thing in the world to put something out there because that fear of criticism runs deep. And this is one of those fears that you get to overcome one decision at a time. So once you truly understand that perfectionism is shame-based, the real work is to go in and say, okay, where in my life did I learn that I was wrong? Where in my life did I learn that I am not enough? When you understand that you may have done something not great, but you are never wrong as an entity, as a person, that your behavior might have been unacceptable, or may have left, much to be desired. But you as a human are beautiful light. Then you start shifting into understanding that you are lovable for who you are. And love is not conditional on what you may be producing or not, right? Another energy drain, and this might seem counterintuitive, is actually playing small. So many people equate burnout to doing too much. And yes, there is an aspect of doing a lot and not actually filling your cup. That is true. However, another aspect of burnout is when you're not in your authentic greatness. Playing small is a lack of authenticity. It's going against the energies, the inspiration, the gifts that you have in you. And anytime you're lacking authenticity, you're suppressing who you truly are, the amount of energy required for that is incredible. And so, if in any area of your life you're playing small, I truly invite you to look into what's really between you and going for that goal. Is it a fear of other people's opinions? Is it a fear of failure? Is it you being a perfectionist? Is it needing to control everything so you're not allowing things organically grow? Anything that's stopping you from being your true self, from stepping into greatness, you want to address that because it is sapping your life force away. And the last thing I want to share is cutting corners on your self-care. Some people say, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Or you push yourself, through exhaustion to do everything you need to do because that's more important than caring for yourself. Unfortunately, when you don't sleep enough, when you don't nourish your body appropriately, when you don't move, you are actually impacting on your cognitive ability, on your energy, on your creativity, on your ability to move forwards in a healthy body. And that can cut short not only projects, but your life. A client of mine shared with me that she had gone to an event, a work event, and a man was on stage and he dropped dead from a heart attack. Was it worth it? Because a heart attack doesn't happen in a day. So if you have a big impact to create in the world, if you know there's something you really want to do, personally or professionally, my invitation is to definitely make sure that you are coming with your A game in terms of your self-care so that you can even do more in terms of your professional impact. If you have any questions, I'd love you to connect with me. I burnt out before. I know how difficult it is to truly heal. I know that exhaustion, you can, have a break, go on holiday, and, you're fine. But when it comes to burnout, you truly require support and recovery strategies. So if you know that you are experiencing any form of burnout, or you're not even sure, connect today. Let's see where you're at because I would just not want you to get between you and what it is that you are able to create in the world. You deserve to wake up with joy. You deserve to wake up with lightness, with excitement. You deserve to see your projects coming to fruition. You deserve to experience beautiful relationships and love. But when you have these energetic drains, they're taking you away from the things that you truly desire. I'd love to connect. Let me know what comes up for you. Love and light.